And good evening, everyone, and welcome to Martinsville High School for Martinsville Artesian Girls Softball here on WREP 15 Sports, the MHS Rewind YouTube channel, and the Champions Network of IHSA TV. Glad we can be with you here for Martinsville and Mooresville in girls soccer action. They are introducing the Mooresville Lady Pioneers as we speak. Their starting lineup. Mooresville opening up their season here this evening in Mid-State Conference play at their county rivals, the Martinsville Artesians. The Artesians opened up on Monday night against a very, very good Bloomington South Ball Club, and South came away with the victory. Martinsville looking for their first win of the season coming up in this one in that Mid-State Conference matchup against their rivals, the Mooresville Pioneers. Frank Davis, the head coach for the Pioneers, will set their lineup in a moment, but we will go to the Artesian lineup as athletic director Kip Staggs will set the lineup for the Artesians. You see Dakota Meadows there as the goalie for the Artesians.
Number 6, junior Sophia DeMoss. Number 8, freshman Ashlyn Crow. Number 12, junior Morgan Schrock. Number 13, junior Charlotte Mason. Number 14, senior Delaney Pablo. Number 16, senior Brittany Dawson. Number 18, sophomore Annie Beers. Number 19, a freshman Maddie Mosgriff. Number 22, junior Rory Dilbone. And to round out the starting lineup for your Lady Artesians, a freshman, number 24, Maya Shoemaker. Coach for your Lady Arties is Mia Moody.
Mia Moody, the head coach for the Lady Artesians, going with a 4-4-2 lineup here. And this one against Mooresville, we are starting and underway in this Mid-State Conference matchup. Martinsville and Mooresville, the Pioneers will have it. You heard Kip Staggs set the lineup, and we'll get those here momentarily. The Pioneers, last season, 4-8-4. They do return a couple of pretty talented goal scorers this season. In Chloe Flynn, she had 13 last year, and Cameron Horsley, who had 6 last season. And the Artesians, off the bat with the goal. And Morgan Schrock puts it in the back of the net for the Artesians. Did not take very long. And we'll take another quick look at it here, as Schrock was able to run this one down, show some speed. Didn't have a whole lot of opportunities to do that in the opener, but made it count. So the Artesian girls get on the board right away. Does not take long. Within the first minute, they find the back of the net. And they're up 1-0. So great start here for the Artesian girls. Dakota Meadows was quite busy on Monday against the South Panthers, a really, really talented South Panther ball club. Had a couple of girls with hat tricks in the game, and the Major Sack girl had a hat trick in the first match of the season for South as well. So it was a very good ball club for head coach David Prawl, and they came in here and got the victory over the Artesians. But like we said, Dakota Meadows was really busy in goal and made a ton of great saves as well, but she was under constant fire by a very good, very talented, very skilled Bloomington South Panther ball club. So Martinsville trying to get back into the win column here this evening against the Mooresville Pioneers. And Morgan Schrock has already taken care of things and gotten the Artesians on the board with that opening goal of the match. Artesians with the throw in again.
Annie, stay up there. Annie, push up. Right there. Stay on that back post. It's going to switch. Now you can drop.
Ball's cleared out. Pioneers trying to get it. Delaney Pueblo has it taken away, going up ahead, trying to get that through pass. Was Susie Head and wasn't able to do so. She settles it now, looking out on the outside. And so here come the Pioneers on the attack. Nice individual skill in the service area into the box, trying to go for Chloe Flynn, the leading returning goal scorer from last year. But Dakota Meadows right there to pick it up, and she will boot it away, trying to get the Artesians back on the attack. Martinsville, a goal within the first minute off the right foot of Morgan Schrock. Artesians doing a nice job defensively. Up to Annie Beers now. Collected by the goalkeeper for Mooresville, Kinley Roberson. About 5 minutes into this one. Artesians up 1-0. Dakota Meadows with the nice goal.
You can't wait on the ball. Quit waiting on the ball. Finish play. You play.
Maddie, if Maya goes with the girl, drop down for support.
Mid-state conference matchup between Martinsville and Mooresville. Tomorrow night it'll be the boys doing battle. Here on the pitch at Martinsville High School. Pretty good shape. Ron McIntosh and his crew taking care of that. Saw him over here late last week, lining the field, getting it ready to go, and very good shape. Super Ron, as he's aptly called around here. Left foot into the box, settled nicely by the Pioneers. The shot, though, right at Dakota Meadows. It was Chloe Flynn who got her foot on it, and looks like she's hurt. Pueblo to Annie Beers. She flips it on up ahead. The Artesians run under it. It's Ashlyn Crow. We kind of lose what's going on once it goes over here in the corner. Tough to be able to see, but it'll be a throw in over here for the Pioneers. See it coming here to play in just a second.
Opposite.
Come on, Morgan, you're right there.
Beers again takes it away. The left foot up ahead. Crow. And then the Pioneers recover. Take it away by Crow now. Pioneers coming back defensively, see if they'll try to get rid of it. They do. They kick it out of bounds, so the Artesians will have a throw-in over there on the right side. Up 1-0. The Artesian defense pushing up around midfield. We've had really nice weather here for the opening week of action at Martinsville High School. Next week is senior week. Be honoring seniors during events all week long at Martinsville High School. And we'll have most of those for you. I'm gonna check my schedule to see what games they were that we were doing, but I'm pretty sure we've got one every night. Girls soccer, boys soccer, volleyball, football, I believe is the correct home matches that we'll have. Let's see, kick there by the Pioneers to put it back in play, and now running up on it on the right side. It's Mooresville. Pioneers again trying to attack the Reds' right side of the field. Susie Head working on the Artesians' back and in the ball. I believe offsides on Mooresville's the call. Yes, indeed. Got Chloe Flynn, a little bit of an offsides trap right there. A striker for Mooresville trying to get a little bit of an advantage. Pablo goes back for the Artesians. Sophia DeMoss and up ahead now. Crow. Schrock up with it, and then she's taken down hard by Hannah Morris, 5'6", senior right back for the Mooresville Pioneers. And now Martinsville with the opportunity to get something here. Pablo into the goal. The goalie couldn't come up with it initially. Schrock almost got the left-footed rebound, but couldn't. And now the Pioneers will kick it away. The Artesians recovering defensively. It was a freshman, Maya Shoemaker. Now the Pioneers into the box. Dakota Meadows out battling in there with Hannah Beasley. A little forearm shiver delivered by our goalkeeper, and she's going to get a yellow card. So I'm not sure how all that works, the yellow card, with the
Indirect free kick, or what are we talking? Okay, hold on. Let him write.
So she'll have to come out of the match briefly and then back in. I didn't think it was a permanent, like Y-ball rule. You know, you get attacked and you got to sit out for 6 minutes or whatever it is. So. But, yeah, probably saw that coming. You had some contact between Meadows and Hannah Beasley. And
Hold on, he's discussing.
we'll see what happens here. So the officials discussing things. Yeah, so I'm not really sure what happens here. So they put a direct kick outside the box. Is that what's going to happen? I believe that's exactly what the case is. So the Artesians, you heard Coach Mia Moody saying, hey, everybody in the box here for the Artesians, and we'll see what's going to happen. I believe they've determined it is a penalty kick. So this is a double blow. So apparently a yellow card to the goalie is a penalty kick. And this is huge. So the backup goalie in for the Artesians. They'll have to face Chloe Flynn. She led the team with 13 goals last season. Not a good situation as the Pioneers looking to tie it up here.
Be ready, be ready.
I think they're set to go. Maybe. So they have to keep everybody 10 yards away. That's what that circle is, or semicircle out at the top of the goal. The kick almost stopped that time, but unable to do so. And the Pioneers have just tied it up at one apiece. So tough go of it. So I guess if you're watching at home and you, to learn from that, if you are a goalie, do not get a yellow card in the penalty area, because it is a penalty kick. So a big break for the Mooresville Pioneers. Dakota Meadows will come back into the game, and now we'll see if Martinsville can get right back at this one. But the leading goal scorer from last year for the Pioneers able to put it in the back of the net. But Martinsville right back at it now, and we'll get that clock started here for us momentarily. The Pioneers a little bit more rejuvenated after they've tied things up off the right foot of Chloe Flynn. Service into the penalty area, and Dakota Meadows picks it up. Tough break for the Artesians. One apiece here. And Meadows will fire it away. And here come the Pioneers again. Oh, that was probably a foul. But Sophia Pence gets away with it. And now some hand fighting going on, so probably a little bit of a makeup call coming in. And we talked about it that I think the term would be rivalry, a friendly, heated rivalry between the two schools, all within the realms of sportsmanship. But I think you saw a little bit of that here going on with the yellow card given out to Dakota, and then a little shove here at the midfield area just a moment ago, and then another one back there by the penalty box. And Pioneers back on the attack. It's Cameron Horsley. A sophomore, had 6 goals last year as a freshman. Her brother used to be a quarterback at Decatur Central. If that name sounded familiar to you, follow athletics, especially Mid-State Conference athletics. And Horsley doing some battle there with the Artesians. Sophia DeMoss. Pioneers trying to settle it in there and can't quite get it done, and under control on a little touch. Now Martinsville up ahead to Schrock. She can't control it. Comes back to get it. She got the opening goal for the Artesians within the first minute. Through ball, can Schrock run it down? She does. But taken away nicely by the Pioneers. Roberson. Casely Roberson. And Martinsville will have the throw-in over there on the far side of the field. Rory Dilbone doing the duty there. Goes out again. It'll be Martinsville. This time Delaney Pueblo. See some of the kids for both teams winded a little bit. And like we said, we're probably going to have that to be expected with the lack of the ability to have any really sort of a normal, anywhere close to a normal off-season and even preseason either, training-wise. And so in a sport where you're running for 40 minutes with a 10-minute break in between twice, it's conditioning plays a huge factor. It's probably going to take some time for these kids to get back into the game shape. And you can do all you want of running on your own, but nothing like being in a game and getting that game action, the start and stop of it. That's the difficult part. So the goal kick or the corner kick coming up for the Artesians. They're going to have an opportunity here. Really, they had the opening opportunity within the first minute, and Morgan Schrock made the most of it, put it in the back of the net to give Martinsville a 1-0 lead. But since then, Mooresville's really kind of controlled play. A lot of play in the midfield, too, but Mooresville more attacking opportunities. But here, a good one for Martinsville. The left-footed boot into the penalty area. Schrock trying to get it. Can't quite settle it on her right foot. It goes out of bounds. And so it will be the Pioneers. It's that goal kick taken by the back. Trying to get a number here who's doing that for Mooresville. I believe it's Roberson. Yep. Artesians trying to get control of it. Can't the Pioneers come up with it? Hannah Beasley gives it up, and Pioneers on the attack. Nothing doing there. Mooresville kicking it out of bounds to just give their player an opportunity to maybe work it. Looks like maybe a cramp, or maybe she got stepped on the ankle a little bit. Now in the realm of professional soccer, that would have been a kick back to Mooresville, but or the throw-in would have probably gone deep to give them the ball back since they kicked it out of bounds, but it's okay. It's a mid-state conference rivalry. So the Pioneers getting ready to throw it in to the penalty area. The right side, and then trying to take it out of the air. Able to get a good strike on it. Sophia Pence, and taken up by Dakota Meadows now. 1-1 the score here. Artesians couldn't quite settle it at their feet, and so as a result, goes out of bounds, but they will maintain possession with the throw-in. Back and forth, the boys do battle with Mooresville tomorrow night, 6 o'clock varsity start. We'll have it for you again on MHS Rewind YouTube, along with the Champions Network, IHSAA TV. If you get an opportunity to subscribe to that, do so. Friday night, we will not be on the road. I think that maybe the reporter, daily reporter, is reporting that we are on the road for the game, but we are not. Pueblo coming up into the middle. Schrock settles it on her foot. See if she can keep strong and get it into the back of the net. She can't. It did appear, though, as if Mooresville got a hand on it. It looked like Alyssa Toomer's got her hand on it, and she's not the goalie. But that's normally a penalty kick, but I don't think it was called there, so it was out of bounds, and I think Martinsville maintains possession of it. But we will not be at Bedford on Thursday or on Friday. We'll be doing most of the home matches with home football games, and Schrock can't quite get to the goalie, comes up with it and collects it. We'll be doing the home football games. Our first one will be the Bloomington South matchup a week from this Friday, and most road games are going to be done by the hosting school. Through ball, trying to run it down as Flynn, little contact, and I think she's going to get whistled for the foul there, so Martinsville will maintain it. But we'll have all the home football games, the home volleyball, most of those boys and girls soccer home matches as well, most of those. I believe all of the home boys and girls soccer matches, because they obviously share a field, so they can't be playing at the same time. But volleyball, there'll be some conflicts with the soccer match, so we'll kind of make a determination as it gets closer, but we'll obviously let you know through our social media channels, so pay attention to that, and Artesian Athletics as well. Trying to keep everybody safe here during the COVID era, trying to do our part to help that happen as well. But the football game Friday night, I know that Coach Staggs tweeted it out on Artesian, GoArtesian.com, and they're at Artesian Nation Twitter, that Bedford was going to have a live stream, so you can check that out on their YouTube channel as well. But no, we are not going to be live streaming it. And just the decision up to the host school, not to us. So that's probably how it's going to be coming up. Ball run down, kicked out of bounds. It'll be Mooresville ball. Under 20 minutes to go. Now in the first half of play, Mid-State Conference rivalry, Martinsville, Mooresville. Martinsville jumped out early, a goal by Morgan Schrock in the first minute. That shot that time, not the most powerful of touches, right at Dakota Meadows, so she was able to bring it in, but a good look by Braylon Andrew there. But then the Pioneers answered with a goal of their own by Chloe Flynn on a penalty kick. So Flynn, the striker for Mooresville, the leading returning scorer. She's been really the active one for the Pioneers on the attack, and you see her there able to use some of her strength to keep the ball alive. But Martinsville defensively really marking her, paying a lot of attention to her. A lot of Artesian defenders around her. Now Martinsville has it. Maybe they can mount an attack. Delaney Pueblo trying to get her nice run, but taken away. Pueblo maintains control of it, trying to get it in to Schrock again. The goalie loses it. Schrock puts it in front of the net, but no Artesian there to tally it up. That's like in basketball when you just want somebody to cut to the basket. Just cut to the basket, run to the rim, and we'll throw it to you. But obviously basketball, soccer, a little bit different, even though you'll see a lot of soccer players at a younger age that play basketball as well, because it really does help with some of the footwork, and it kind of translates. It's something that, it can help you on the soccer pitch. John Eineman was a perfect example of that for this very Mooresville Ball Club before he found football. But he was a really good soccer player as well, really good basketball player. But it helps, it translates. It doesn't not only helps you on the soccer field, but also can help you on the basketball court as well with that footwork. So we've got a nod of agreement over here from head coach Kip Staggs. I think he's had some players play. He's got some right now that are playing out there as well. So, Eddie Thebe played when he was here, and Scott Midla. Talking about a brain trust right there. I mean, that's a lot of knowledge going on right there. A lot of it. Midla gave me the best quote ever when we were in the thick of a tournament play, and we talked to him about getting ready to play in a regional. I think it was a regional, and we asked him about the preparation or the team, and he just looked at me and he said, "We'll be prepared. We're always prepared." And it was so accurate. And I think that was when Coach Staggs was the assistant coach back then. But man, those scouting reports that you put together were detailed. I mean, very good. So they knew what everybody was going to do, and it was just up to those kids to be able to implement them. And with Eddie and Midland on the team, they were going to implement it. So, yep. I think Eddie's dad was involved with the NCAA, was he not? Is he the one that's working with the ESPN right now? That's awesome. What's he doing there? Event management. Okay, cool. Setting things up, getting things going. Oh, nice save right there by Meadows. Pioneers kicking it back outside, trying to go right back at the attack in the air for Flynn. She can't get ahead on it. The Artesians trying to kick it out. Flynn maintains it, tries to turn, wheel, deal. Martinsville doing a great job of really collapsing around her in the penalty area. And nice defense there by Martinsville. Charlotte Mason doing a nice job. Now the Artesians back on the attack. See if they can do something with it. We talked about it on several occasions against Bloomington South, how Morgan Schrock was just kind of waiting to be able to break out. She was able to do that in the first minute here with the goal, and you can see that kind of again. She's kind of eking back a little bit on the defensive half, just kind of waiting to get a nice touch. Flynn mishits that one, goes wide to the right side.
Chloe, it's coming, girl. Keep it up. Keep it up. Susie, it's there too. Keep it up.
So the Artesians will put it down. Dakota Meadows. Artesians in the first minute, goal by Morgan Schrock. The answer on a penalty kick by the Pioneers. Chloe Flynn, we're knotted at 1 in this Mid-State Conference matchup. The third consecutive night of soccer here for Martinsville Athletics, and it'll be a fourth consecutive night tomorrow night. Do you always plan that, or did that just happen to be the luck of the schedule there, Coach? Luck of the draw. It's like something they would do like in Major League Soccer, you know, really hit it hard in that first week. And but pretty good crowds, socially distanced, doing everything they're supposed to. We're live streaming it. Hopefully everybody's able to enjoy it if they can't get out here. And if you have any thoughts that you may have a cold or allergies or something, just stay at home. Tune on the big screen. Nice save that time on the side by the goalie by the Pioneers. Turn on the big screen, put it on your TV, on the YouTube, on your smart TV, or you can even go to the IHSA TV app on those over-the-top services like Roku, Amazon. Download that app, and bam, you're ready to go. Flynn with a run out. Meadows is going to have to be tough, but they call her offsides. And Flynn throwing her hands up like wanting to know what the offsides was, but Mr. Herbert, Ivan Herbert out there saying, nope, you were offside, so back we go. That's one of those rules kind of hard to understand right there in terms of when a defender is, or when an offensive player is offside. And you see a lot of times the defense trying to provide some traps. Like she's offsides right now, and if the goal, so she had to wait to let the defender, one defender get in between her and the goal. If the Pioneers would have sent that ball forward when she was initially, it would have been offsides. And a lot of times if you just look on the side, they'll indicate it with the flag that you're offsides, and then they take it down once she gets onsides. And if the kick's actually made, then the referee is able to look over on the linesman and check and see, yep, she was offsides, and then the call's made. And that's what happened last time. Flynn didn't like it, but the Artesians did. About 11 minutes left here in this one. Little hand fight in the penalty area there by the 17s for both ball clubs. Roberson for Mooresville and Reuter for the Artesians, but nothing doing. And up again with it. Kinley Roberson for the Pioneers. Puts a boot into it. Mooresville trying to settle it, but now the Martinsville on the attacking half of the field. And Reuter trying to make an attack. Can't. Take it away. Service into the penalty area. Schrock runs it down. Tap with the left foot, trying to keep it alive, and it's still alive. Reuter chasing it back down, goes off of her, so it will be for the Pioneers. See the shadows start to take over on part of the field, so you have a little bit of an impact with our camera here, but be all right. Goal kick for the Pioneers coming up. We're going to have a sub in for Mooresville. And unfortunately, I don't have her on my roster. Either one. Oh, wait, I do. Claire Jackson, I believe is who it is. She's the JV roster. Kind of an odd numbering of the JV roster. Pablo trying to turn and can't have it. Here come the Pioneers. Service up ahead on sides this time as Flynn had a good touch on it. Trying to keep control of it. Martinsville trying to take it away. Nice footwork, but right at Dakota Meadows, and Meadows right on her game. Well, when I talked with head coach Mia Moody prior to the opening game, I asked her for some comments from her about her players, and one of the comments she made is that she really feels that Dakota Meadows would be back into the form when she was an all-mid-state conference goalkeeper her sophomore year, and I think you may have been seeing some flashes of that. You saw it against Bloomington South, and make no mistake of it, that's a very good Bloomington South ball club, and she was under constant attack and made some great saves. And right there, that was tough to do, and she did a great job of saving another goal as Flynn had a good look at it. And Flynn already has one goal, the leading returning goal scorer for the Pioneers from last year. So great work there by Dakota Meadows to keep that out of the net. Goes long. We'll take another look at it here. See the nice footwork coming up by Flynn. Gets a good look at it. Nice touch by her. Meadows right there to pull it in, though. Excellent work. Great by Flynn, and then even better by Meadows to get the stop. Schrock, nice turn, trying to be physical with it and keep possession of it. Pablo up, little touch flip. The Artesians can't quite come up with it. Eliza Osler has been in the lineup now, and up come the Pioneers. And Eliza keeps control of it, trying to get it up ahead to Reuter. She does. The Pioneers will take it away. Osler still on the attack. It'll go out of bounds. Again, you see a little bit of the fence up top, and this the press box kind of built right up against the field. So for us to get the angle of it, it's not the easiest place in the world. If we can get maybe Ryan Wagner or Brian Fries to spring for some IP cameras that we can control, then we could get a better look at it. So if you see them, you may want to ask them about it. Sure, that'll make them happy. I kid, but tough to get the shot here. As you can see, Blaine Maxwell trying to get it done, and probably made him a little nervous there as the ball came up kind of close to him. Coach Staggs tried to go outside to catch it, but unable to do so. But, yeah, we're right up against the field, so it's hard to get a great angle of it. And when we do, like it's right here in front of the press box, you're going to get a little bit of the fence and things, and the kids are trying to do the best they can with what they have. So I just appreciate them having that opportunity to come here, and they're socially distanced upstairs. We cleaned everything before we set it up, after we set it up. They've got masks on, so doing everything they can to do their part as well to stop the spread and also be able to bring Artesian athletics to you. Under 5 minutes to go, first half of play, 1-1 the score. Like to see somebody get a goal here and kind of have some momentum going into the halftime locker room. Always get a little nervous when those scores get close and get tied. Don't ever want to be on a late night going into overtime. And Martinsville trying to keep it on the tackle. A lot of the play right here in the midfield. It's kind of settled out a little bit more here in the last couple of minutes to where it's more even on the attack with Martinsville. And Mooresville dominated, I would think, early on the attack at half by the Pioneers. And a lot of play played in the midfield, but Martinsville's kind of pushed their way up a little bit more and had a little bit more possession on the offensive side of it here in the past couple of minutes.
4 minutes, girls. 4 minutes. Keep going. Stay focused mentally. Here we go. Ashley. Here we go. Nice. On. Play her in. Take her, Brittany. Take her. Stay with that. Yes, Cam.
Martinsville trying to keep possession of it. Up ahead. Reuter with the turn. Trying to feed it ahead to Schrock, and nicely done. Morgan has a nice run at it. See if she can get goal number 2. Can't quite do it, but she'll run after it. The goalie saves it. Schrock hustling down after it again. Martinsville Pueblo outside the box now. Shot in just wide to the right. Martinsville almost had that perfectly, and you saw Schrock just kind of put a little soft touch trying to get it to the far left post, but the goalie was just able to get a hold of it and knock it away. Last night, if you watch the boys contest, again, Martinsville on the attack. Reuter's shot will be easily corralled. If you watch the Artesians last night, 6-0 win over the, or 7-0 win over the Edgewood Mustangs, Sam Foley laid on a couple of occasions just the little finesse shots that he was able to get past the goalies, and I think that's what Schrock tried to do that time, and the goalie just able to make it and knock it away. But Schrock already with 1 goal, got that within the first minute. The answer was by the Pioneers, Chloe Flynn on a penalty kick. Yellow card on the Artesians goalkeeper in the penalty area. And that resulted in the goalkeeper having to come out for a second, I guess, until the next stoppage in play, or just she had to come off and then she could go back in. But in the meantime, it was a penalty kick awarded. Speaking of penalty kicks, that's not going to be one, but to kind of get some penalty there. 2 kids going at each other, and looks like we've got a stoppage in play here. And Delaney Pueblo trying to help her up, so hopefully she is okay from Mooresville. Off comes the trainer. I'll get away from her. While we have a stoppage in play, we'll go back and show you some of the action here. First, it was Morgan Schrock. See her get loose in the penalty area. I said the right-footed shot, and it was actually off the left foot and off the goalkeeper for the first goal. And then the Pioneers able to score with the penalty shot here. The right foot from Flynn just past the diving Artesian JV goalkeeper. She was in for the one play, if you will, but it just happened to be one of the toughest plays to defend in soccer, the penalty kick. So it was a score by Mooresville, and then Flynn was back at it several minutes ago. Nice footwork in the penalty area. Martinsville really trying to mark her. Several defenders running at her, but Dakota Meadows saves the day with a nice save. It looks like the Pioneers are up and walking off the field. I think she'll be okay. It'll be Emma Etchison, a freshman, that will come off and holding the back of their head. And with girls sometimes, that's with the ponytails they have up top when they land on those things. Man, that hurts. At least that's what they told me. I don't know. I've not ever had a ponytail. But that's what I hear. At least that's what my daughter said. So hopefully she's okay. I think she is, and we'll get going again. Pueblo will kick it to get it going. Kaylee Houchin returning back to the press box with a Coke for herself. I am live. But not for us, but that's okay. I'm just kidding. But if anybody's listening out there on, you want to deliver a Polar Pop or a pizza, we're more than welcome to tell people on the air that you brought it to us. Just under a minute to go. Did we miss the 2-minute mark? Okay. I was not listening. I did not hear the 2 minutes. I know, I can't. It's tough. I was babbling about something, I believe. Martinsville nearly able to get the steal there. Pioneers, 15 seconds. Service into the penalty area, and the cross goes wide. Dakota Meadows now in no hurry.
3, 2,
and that is going to
1.
count down the first half of play here. So 1-1 the score. We will take a break and come back with more here on the MHS Rewind YouTube channel, WRAP 15 Sports, and the IHSAA Champions Network in just a moment.
Understand.
Being young is hard.
With friends, school, family,
Homework, jobs, sports.
It's easy to get overwhelmed.
stress, anxiety, depression.
They can take over everything.
And with drinking, vaping, smoking, drugs.
We know it seems like the easiest answer.
But it just makes things harder.
No matter what you're facing,
You can do it.
And you don't have to do it alone.
Because we understand.
Hi, I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to ihsaafoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
We're not just officers or deputies. We're people. We're parents and grandparents. We're here to serve our community. We're here for you. And we want everyone to succeed and be substance abuse free.
Keep an eye out for schedule updates.
We're back here
on
at the half.
goalrangers.com or on
1-1
Twitter
the score.
at
Martinsville and Mooresville. The Artesians get on the board early within the first minute of the match, and it's off the left foot of Morgan Schrock. Here she chases down the ball into the penalty area, a little left foot attempt. The goalie going to her left and can't quite get back to get it. And Schrock puts it in the back of the net, and Martinsville feeling good there in the first minute of play. But the Mooresville Pioneers, they would respond. They do it off the right foot of Chloe Flynn on a penalty kick. A yellow card for the Artesian goalie in the penalty area, resulting in the penalty kick. And Chloe Flynn, the leading scorer from last year for the Pioneers, puts it into the back of the net, and Mooresville ties it up at 1. Flynn would get another shot at it, showing off some of her individual skills in the penalty area here late in the first half of play. Martinsville trying to mark her. Great footwork, but an even better save there by Dakota Meadows to keep it knotted up at 1 apiece here at the half between the Artesians and the Pioneers. Mid-State Conference girls soccer action. Glad we can bring it to you here on WREP 15 Sports, the MHS Rewind YouTube channel, and IHSAA TV. Tomorrow night, back here at the Artesian pitch, it will be the boys' turn to do some battle against the Mooresville Pioneers, and those two clubs have had some classic duels over the years, and I'm sure that assistant coach Willie Spina will have the Artesians fired up along with head coach Talana Insube to play the Mooresville Pioneers tomorrow night. So if you can't get out here to Artesian Field or are feeling a little under the weather or maybe exhibiting some symptoms, stay home, tune in, and watch a great Artesian soccer action. And then Friday night coming up, we will not be on the road at Bedford North Lawrence, but do not fret. You will be able to still watch the game live stream. Bedford North Lawrence High School, I'm sure, will do a fantastic job with it, as you'll be able to see it on their YouTube channel as well. And just search that on YouTube. But it's also been out on social media. We'll put it out on Friday as well. At Artesian Nation has had it on Twitter. GoArtesian.com has it as well. So do that. It was in the paper earlier, I believe yesterday maybe, that we were going to cover it. We are not. We aren't being allowed to go there, so we won't do it. We'll be at home. I'll be watching, I'm sure, at home and probably critiquing, not the Artesians, but critiquing the broadcast, because that's what I do. So we'll see what happens. Maybe we can pull something from what they do and see what happens. So hopefully it'll be good news for the Artesians, as we see Brian Duggar will be having his debut down at Bedford North Lawrence. But if you want to know more about the Artesians, tune in tomorrow. Look on YouTube, the MHS Rewind YouTube channel. We will have Inside Martinsville Football, the first episode of the season, with Brian Duggar, the head coach. We'll be masked up in the MHS Rewind Studios, the RTV facilities at Martinsville High School. So we'll be conducting that. We'll see how that goes tomorrow, talking with Coach Duggar in our mask with each other. So it should be good. Tune in and hear a little bit about Artesian football and the first year for the head coach, who's also the assistant principal this year as well. So a lot on the plate for Brian Duggar, but should be a good show. So tune in tomorrow. It's not live. We'll tape it during the day and get it up there as soon as I get the opportunity to get it posted tomorrow. So get the opportunity to tune into that. And then obviously you won't be able to go on the road to Bedford unless you're a parent of a player or cheerleader. So with they're really limiting who can go places. So you're going to have to stay home, but stay home and you can watch the feed. I wish it was us doing it, but we're not being allowed to go on the road. Probably won't be on the road at all for football this season. But watch the feed and hopefully watch an Artesian victory here. About 3 minutes left in the first, or in the half. We are going to take a break and be back with some more here in just a moment.
Sportsmanship doesn't happen just on the court or on the field or on the mat. It doesn't happen only in the pool or on the green or the track. It also happens in the stands, on the sidelines, on the web, and at home. That's because sportsmanship is everyone's responsibility. We remind you to practice good sportsmanship at all high school sporting events. Treat athletes and officials with respect during competition and especially in social media. And support your team's coaching staff. Remember, sportsmanship has a face. Yours. A message from your high school and the Indiana High School Athletic Association.
Back here at the half, still 1-1 the score. A couple minutes left if you're just joining us back. Artesian score. Left foot of Morgan Schrock within the first minute. And then the Pioneers answer on a penalty kick from Chloe Flynn. About ready to get going here in the second half of play from Artesian Field. We are going to take one final break here. Be back with the start of the second half in just a
Sportsmanship doesn't happen just on the
13,000 feet has a way of testing a man's soul. After all, you were never meant to take on such an endeavor. That long drop is what separates human from superhuman. And here we are, right here, right now.
You're good at motivation, we're good at your insurance. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
When you hit that water, you're going to want to look for weeds, sunken structures, down trees, stuff like that. And let that breeze tell you where you want to go. Windy days like this, those bait fish will come swimming closer to shore. They'll bring the big boys with them, those bass and those pike. Now, they like cooler temperatures, so you ain't likely to have much luck.
You're good at giving fishing advice. We're good at your insurance. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
And we are back ready to go here in the second half of play. And let's see if Martinsville can start the second half like they did the first. And that's a quick goal. And we're underway. So here we go. Pioneers will have it. Just checking to make sure we're playing okay. Every outlet. Well, here we go. Morgan Schrock got it going for the Artesians in the first half. Has it here in the second half. Picked up now, split the defense that time by the Artesians, but kicked away by the Pioneers. It was Ashlyn Crow trying to make a little bit of a run at it, but couldn't get anything done. So the other way come the Pioneers. Kind of getting in the shadows out there as Flight Director Kip Staggs hanging out over by the lights to get the lights on when it's time to get them going. Dakota Meadows ready for the goal kick. We'll be back at it here tomorrow, 6 o'clock. Felt like I've made this my home. We hadn't done really many soccer games before, and I think the last time we did a soccer game was Mooresville as well, and the boys. But this will be third straight night, be here fourth straight night tomorrow. Yes. So again, Meadows will put the ball for the goal kick right there at the goal box corner. Puts the boot into it. Pioneers have it. A little aggressive move that time by Mooresville. Susie Head, the right wing, and Martinsville will get it back.
Good talk, Kinley. Good talk.
So here we go. Meadows. Schrock trying to get a nice touch on it and settle it, but can't. And so here come the Pioneers the other way. Delaney Pueblo trying to play defense. She just got destroyed that time by Hannah Beasley. Now Schrock has it back. A little touch taken away by Mooresville. Tejans have it back. Up along that sideline, up ahead to Schrock. See it coming to play here and then out of bounds. Like we said, we're right up against our press box. It's right up against the field. I mean, right up against the field. And so we really can't get anything here on the near sideline with our cameras. So like we said, we made the plea earlier on, if Ryan Wagner's listening, or Brian Freeze, to get us like a IP camera that's mounted to the outside of the press box that we can control down here remotely, because really that's what the world of sports is going to, and kids need to learn how to use those cameras anyway. So if we could get one of those up here, it'd be awesome. I kid a little bit, but we would at least been able to see some of the field, but just can't quite get it done with the cameras that we have here and the setup. But doing our best to bring it to you, and I don't think we've missed much of the action. We've got both goals. Blaine Maxwell and Cole Willingham doing a great job, as is Chloe Flynn. That's goal number 2 for her. And Dakota Meadows came out of goal trying to make a play on it, slipped. Flynn answers with her second goal, and that's her third chance she's had. And we'll get a look at it here. Speaking of Cole Willingham, doing a great job of following the play here at midfield. It goes up ahead. You see the little move right there by Flynn, and then just the left foot into the back of the net for the Pioneers to take the lead. And one thing I talked with Kaylee about doing earlier when we were here on Monday was to tell me to remind me to stop the clock, but I forgot this time. So we'll get that taken care of. And again, the lights, the way the sun's going down here, we'll get our cameras situated here in a moment to make sure we can get you the action nice and bright here on WREP 15 Sports and the MHS Rewind YouTube channel as well. So we'll see what we can do here. Just bear with us. The Artesians trying to make an attack at it, but Pioneers corral. They lead it now 2-1. Chloe Flynn, the leading returning scorer from last year for Mooresville, has 2 here today, and really maybe her best attack was stopped by Dakota Meadows late in that first half of play. She made a really good play on a ball and some nice individual footwork in the penalty area. Martinsville had a ton of defenders running at her. She was able to get a nice clean shot off, but Dakota Meadows was right there to corral it. So we'll flip the other way and go. The Pioneers players apparently did not like that call by the reaction on their faces, but I wasn't sure what was shown here. So Martinsville trying to get it up here on this near sideline. Like we said, it's a little tough to see what's going on here. Nice up ahead to Morgan Schrock. Can she run it down? No, it'll be kicked out of bounds, though, by Roberson, Kaisley Roberson. And here we go. Penalty area. The ball is kicked away. Schrock trying to go up ahead. Sophia DeMoss trying to service it on, but it won't happen. And now the Pioneers trying to settle it. Flynn up ahead. Martinsville able to kick it out of there. Brittany Dawson. I think I gave Brittany credit, or Charlotte Mason some credit earlier on for defense by Brittany Dawson. But the ball goes out of bounds as Martinsville battling with Ashlyn Crow. Delaney Pueblo up with it. Coach Frank Davis just moments ago giving instructions out to his player to try to shut down Delaney Pueblo's passing if they can, so they're paying a little bit more attention to her. She's done a nice job of creating some opportunities for Martinsville in the midfield, but they haven't had a ton of them. Early on in this contest, really, I would say the offensive side dominated by Mooresville. A lot of play in the midfield, and Martinsville had a few opportunities. That kind of changed towards the second half of play, but starting here in the first part of the second half, the Pioneers, again, probably dominating that offensive play, and in that time we're going to get a penalty on the Artesians, and it will be Brittany Dawson, I believe. So here we go. Ball will go over top the goal and out of play. Goal kick for the Artesians, Dakota Meadows. Puts that boot into it. Schrock. Just at the midfield spot. And had a collision at the midfield, and Pioneers still on the attack here. The shot on goal is off, and then you hear Mooresville's players saying they wanted them to kick the ball off because one of their players is down, cleated, if you will. I don't think that feels very good. But holding her right ankle as she was trying to mark Morgan Schrock and get a tackle on her, but wasn't able to do so. She'll look at her right ankle. I'm going to get the clock correct here. They'll get her up. She'll hobble off the pitch. Hopefully she'll be okay. It's Braylon Andrew, I believe. So, nope, I did not have that number right. My vision is awful. Hannah Beasley. How do I get number 2 out of that? It must have been her jersey when she got up. May have been like, I don't even know. That's really bad. I mean, my vision's not that bad. I mean, I can see stuff. I mean, I'm old, but I can't. But yeah, so apologies to Braylon. It was actually Hannah Beasley who's coming off the pitch now. So I think we're all set, ready to go. Hopefully she'll be okay. We'll get back to action here. Mooresville leading it 2-1. Martinsville jumped out early in this one, 1-0. Within the first minute of the game, Morgan Schrock scores. Left foot off of the goalkeeper. But then, since then, it's been Mooresville and Chloe Flynn. Expected big things out of the junior striker, and she's delivered. She's the leading returning goal scorer. And she scored the equalizer on a penalty kick in the first half, and then got the lead for the Pioneers here in the second half on a goal as well. Pioneers back with possession of it. Trying to go ahead, and Martinsville trying to mount an attack. Annie Beers runs it down, the touch on to Morgan Schrock, trying to go up ahead. That time is Morgan looking for Ashlyn Crow, but couldn't do it. Sophia DeMoss comes up with it. Now Schrock with it. See if she can get some speed up here and get ahead. Trying to be chased down on that left side. Service into the penalty area. Crow trying to go back to Schrock, but couldn't come up with it. Now the Artesians still on the attack. Touched on that time by Rory Dilbone, but Kinley Roberson corrals it and keeps it even. Now she'll boot it away. And Pioneers in the midfield with it. Cameron Horsley trying to get a touch on that time, and Martinsville trying to knock it away, but Chloe Flynn maintains possession of it. The ball will stay there. It'll be a violation on the Artesians, so the Pioneers will get it. Direct kick from outside the box. Nice cross, but Dakota Meadows right there for it. And then you saw Morgan Schrock come back a little bit to play some defense on that as well. So now not there for the attack, but she did a nice job of tying up Chloe Flynn as well. She was marking her in the penalty area and kind of had her tied up. So nice job by her. And then, of course, Dakota Meadows doing what she's done all season long, and that's make saves. So nice job work by the Artesians. Pablo doing battle there with Alyssa Toomers, and it goes out of bounds. So we said the Martinsville-Mooresville soccer rivalry is heated, and I think you've seen that heated rivalry here today on a couple of instances, and I'm sure you're going to see it tomorrow when the boys play. The through ball that time, Flynn trying to run it down, defended nicely there by the Artesians, trying to keep Flynn away. Trying to get a look at who that was on the far side of the pitch for Martinsville, and it looks like it was Brittany Dawson. Martinsville up ahead. Can Pablo run it down? She does. A long touch. See if she can get a shot on, and she does, and it gets the side of the net and in. Delaney Pablo, nice run up the left side. The left foot goes off the right goal post and in. And the Artesians have tied it up at 2. Great run there by Delaney. The touch, a little bit hard initially when she got it, but she was able to settle it just enough, as we will see here. The nice through ball that time by Schrock. Pablo, full speed ahead. The left foot just off the right goal post and in. And it's a 2-2 score here in this Mid-State Conference matchup. Schrock takes it away. Pablo again trying to get a run at it, but out of the goal box that time is Kinley Roberson. So things started to heat up here on the Artesian pitch with 26 minutes left in this one. It's been a very good match, entertaining match. Both teams taking advantage of their opportunities when they've had them. Pioneers trying to respond. And like we said, heated. Heated is a good word for it. There was some contact there, if you will. And who's going to get possession? It'll be Martinsville. No, I'm not sure it is going to be. It's going to be Mooresville just outside the penalty area. So a good chance for the Pioneers to respond. It'll be Cameron Horsley. They get that wall set up. Horsley with the left foot. It goes long. And good job that time by the Artesians. Again, I'm pretty sure it was Brittany DeMoss. She's the one, or Brittany Dawson, excuse me, that had the mark on the Pioneers' Chloe Flynn, and she did a good job of just keeping her away from that cross by Horsley. Lights starting to take effect here at Artesian Field. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm answering a question that you probably didn't hear, but Kaylee Houchin asking if just one side of the lights are on, and they are. So I'm sure the other side will come on eventually. But this has been a good matchup. We'd like to see it under the lights here. 2-2 the score here in this Mid-State Conference matchup. Rory Dillbone up ahead, and again it's Delaney Pueblo. Well, about 5 minutes ago, the Pioneer coach, Frank Davis, said, hey, limit 14's passing. Well, they needed to limit her goal-scoring ability because she tied things up off the left foot. A great run by her up the left side, a touch that she couldn't quite. It looked like it may be a little bit too hard on the touch, but she ran it down, got her left foot on it, off the hand of the goalkeeper, off the right goal post, and in. So a nice job by Delaney, and the Artesians tied it up at 2 in this Mid-State Conference matchup. And having been here now for 3 consecutive nights and 4 coming up tomorrow, I can definitely say I need the Artesians to get another goal in the next 23 minutes. 2-2 the score. Apologize for any Mooresville fans coming or watching, but my allegiances lie with the Artesians. And we do not want overtime. But if it results in an Artesian win, we'd be happy here. Liza Osler kicks it out of bounds. Line judge Ivan Herbert just says it is possession Mooresville. I'll see if Martinsville can get something going. Schrock has it into midfield. Up ahead again to Pueblo. They've kind of changed the attack a little bit, and it's been pretty effective. They've kind of brought Schrock back a little bit to help on the defense. Pueblo again. Can she run it down? Cleared nicely, though, by Roberson. And now Flynn up with it. She's done the damage for the Pioneers, and a nice job with the ball control. The left foot trying to get the through ball. The Pioneers run it down, and some contact with Horsley on the right side. And Horsley doing battle over there with Sophia DeMoss, and I think the ball goes out. Mooresville maintain possession of it, but you've seen the Artesian forward. Morgan Schrock going back farther on the defensive side, and then Delaney Pueblo kind of holding back a little bit on the offensive side for the Artesians, making some good runs at it, and it's been Morgan controlling some action in the midfield, and then with the through pass, the through ball ahead to Pueblo, they've had some success with it, and she's had a couple of good runs at it. The one moments ago resulted in the tying score. Delaney up with it again. Nice through ball. Can it be run down? The Pioneers, just barely corral it that time as Pueblo looking for Ashlyn Crow. But the goalie coming out. Roberson, and now the Pioneers again. Horsley trying to run it down. DeMoss gets a foot on it. Up ahead. Schrock in the midfield again, controlling. Little flip on, and nobody's there. Schrock, though, trying to run it back down. And I believe it's now the Artesians with it. They'll set it. It'll be Charlotte Mason to get things started. So Pioneers drop their defenders back. The Artesians will also send 5 forward. Pioneers with 8 back now. Schrock couldn't quite get it through. Pueblo trying to keep a hold of it. Goalkeeper kicks it out over on the right side. Now the Pioneers will just kick it out of bounds, so Martinsville will have a throw-in. Mason on the left side, and the Pioneers trying to clear it. Artesians trying to maintain control of it, and they are not able to do so. Sophia DeMoss could not settle it, and the Pioneers now will come the other way. Rory Dillbone trying to keep it alive. Now Schrock has it on the nice touch from Mason. Schrock trying to touch pass through to Pueblo, but couldn't quite get it past the foot that time of Emma Etchison. And I think the offense took the brunt of that blow that time. Under 20 minutes to go. We need a goal by the Artesians. Through ball. Nobody's going to be able to run this down, and Dakota Meadows says, I have it. So she'll get it for Martinsville and kick it away. Pioneers back with control of it in the midfield area. And again, it's Dakota Meadows. Eliza Osler up ahead, trying to get it through there to Delaney Pueblo, and went off of a Mooresville defender. But Pueblo able to maintain control of it, and then the service into the penalty area, but Schrock couldn't run underneath of it. And again, the Pioneers goalkeeper, Roberson, able to run it down. Now Chloe Flynn has some control, running on. Nice forearm shiver into the back of the Pioneer and to the Artesian goalie to dispose of Dakota Meadows, and she's laying there. Flynn is physical. Meadows came out of their stoppage of play here, but Meadows comes off her line, and Flynn making a nice hard run at it, had like a little forearm shiver to dispose of the Artesians, tried to get a shot on goal, but it was just wide, and fortunately for Martinsville, it did go wide. So Meadows being looked at now. We're going to reset the clock here for us as we let it run a little bit. Kaylee Houchin, a lot more experience with the stoppage and play and such, so she's right on top of it. But I believe we're going again. And Kaylee's asking me if we're running the clock. I don't know. She's in charge of the clock, so it's really, I don't think the official now starts it, so that's okay. We just ran a few more seconds off of it. If he wasn't paying attention to it, then we aren't. Pioneers trying to keep it in their half or their third of the field right now, and again, tough for me to see here, tough for our cameras to see because this is the way that the press box is located, but you can see now Martinsville has it. Pueblo again at the midfield. Nice touch by her. Flip on, and the Artesians now trying to turn it into an attack, but Crow can't come up with it. But that was a nice flip on by Pueblo. Artesians just couldn't run under it, and the Pioneers now back on the attack. You're seeing a little bit more runs out of both ball clubs now on the offensive side of it. You saw a lot of play in the midfield area earlier, and now you're seeing a little bit more on both sides offensively. Both teams getting good runs at it, but Pioneers back on the offensive side. Cleared by Morgan Schrock, but Mooresville really moving everybody forward, basically, on this half of midfield. The danger with that is a through ball like this, then you're a one-on-one, and Pueblo, a nice touch up ahead, puts the shot up, but it goes wide to the right. So Delaney trying to make a nice shot at it, and Delaney there talking things over with Cameron Horsley. It looked like Delaney may have been able to run it, get one more touch on it before firing a shot, but just went wide to the right. Down to about 15 minutes left in this one. Martinsville still on the offensive side of the attack. Ball coming here to the near side in a big collision. And I think the Pioneers are okay. It was Hannah Reuter that collided. So we stop the clock, I think. Now we'll start it back up again. They had a sub out on the injury. Flynn trying to settle it in front of her, did a nice job of it, and still has control of it there. Very physical, has 2 goals already. The left-footed shot attempt going off of Brittany Dawson there, and then Dakota Meadows able to run it down. Now a collision there by Dawson. Play on. The touch pass ahead to Crow, and she can't quite come up with it. Defending now with Roberson, and it'll be Pioneer ball. Out of bounds again and back to the Pioneers. And as the clock starts to tick down here, under 10 minutes, you start to see a little bit more urgency out of both clubs. See the more aggressive style of play, with you will, more chances maybe on the offensive side for both squads, and we'll see if that happens. It's 2-2 right now. Delaney Pueblo had the equalizer for Martinsville on a beautiful left-footed shot from the left side that goes off of the right post and in to tie things up. It's been Chloe Flynn for the Pioneer with 2 goals, and then Morgan Schrock had the first for the Artesians. Flynn again in on the action for Mooresville. That ball lifted up. Dakota Meadows giving it a look, trying to run it down in the area, and she does, and she'll flip it on now to Martinsville's Sophia DeBoss, and they'll try to come up here the left side. So collision there. Getting late here, and both teams expending some energy. We said probably taking them some time to get into better condition. Pioneers trying to mount an attack. Dawson has Schrock come back. Eliza Osler up ahead. Let's see if the Artesians' Ashlyn Crow can run it down. She makes contact there with the Pioneers. Alyssa Toomers, but it will be, I believe, Martinsville throw-in. Yes, indeed. So 12 minutes left, Martinsville. Throwing some more players into the attack. Schrock after the throw-in from Osler, but taken away by the Pioneers. And up ahead, Martinsville keeps it on their half of the field. Hannah Reuter doing some battle. She disposes of her defender. Up ahead trying to get it to Delaney Pueblo, and Delaney can't quite come up with it, so we'll come the other way. Flynn does a great job of keeping possession. Now she turns and heads up the right side, trying to get across into the penalty area, but it's collected by Dakota Meadows, and stoppage and play again. I think somebody's hurt. No? So we must add a foul, so we'll get a free kick outside of the penalty area. So a good set-piece opportunity here for the Pioneers late. And it goes over the goal. Goal kick forthcoming for the Artesians. 10 minutes left. We've got to get a goal here. No overtime. I believe it's 2 7-minute halves in overtime. And then penalty kicks after that. And that would be definitely here because of a conference matchup. They would have to do that. My only question, and hopefully we won't have to answer it, as Schrock runs on with it. Nice run up ahead. That was a handball. They won't call it. Play on. Delaney Pueblo trying to get the left foot on it. She's kind of rudely deposited in the penalty area. But play on, and I think she said just let's go ahead. The official warning the bench. Not happy with the Artesians, but they apparently weren't happy either. Rory Dillbone with it. Hannah Reuter trying to fight through it. Now Flynn back. Nice service up ahead by Flynn that time. Susie Head runs onto it on the left side and goes out of bounds. Nice recovery by Martinsville over there on the far side of the field. Has Brittany Dawson has done a nice job that outside back, of that right back position. Pueblo, can she turn and go with it? Yep, she does. Trying to get to the left side. Delaney back to the right now. Looking for somebody to run with her, but nobody will. So Martinsville pressing forward a little bit on the offensive attack. Pueblo can't come up with it. Run down now by Hannah Reuter, though. So we'll get the touch back. Pueblo turns with it again now to Schrock. Can Schrock get it right back to her, trying a little give and go on the two-man game? And Crow trying to take it away. She does. She's got an opportunity here. It'll be flipped on, and the shot, not a very good touch that time by Crow, and the goalkeeper up with it. 8.5 minutes left, 2-2 the score. Mid-state conference matchup. I believe the 2 7-minute halves, that can end anytime. Is it sudden death, or do they have to play both of them? I should probably know. So I'm calling the game. I would be mad at my students if they didn't know, but I'll be mad at myself. Well, the Pioneers trying to have something to say about it. Flynn, nice ball skills. The left foot, but a nice block by Meadows. Really probably Flynn's two most impressive shots have been stopped by Dakota Meadows. That was the second one right there. She had a beautiful one earlier in the match where she had a lot of Artesian defenders around her in the penalty area. Showed great footwork. Great ball skills, but then Dakota Meadows, like she did there, stopped it and kept the Artesians in this one. And again, the Pioneers, Chloe Flynn, right there for the hat trick and to give the Pioneers the lead. That's a very nice shot by Flynn. We'll take a look at it again. Just outside the penalty area, and that the best strike of the game for Flynn, and thus far it's the go-ahead goal, and the Pioneers hoping the game winner. But Martinsville right back on the attack in the penalty area. Morgan Schrocken cleared by Mooresville, so you'll probably see an onslaught by the Artesians offensively, really trying to push forward. What that will allow for Mooresville, though, is their most effective player, Chloe Flynn, will probably get some free runs at it on the offensive side. She already has the hat trick, the 3 goals for the Pioneers. Martinsville looking for the equalizer here. I'll switch off the our ISO camera, our tight camera, and kind of bring it back to a little bit different look action. Martinsville's Pueblo can't quite run onto it. Delaney was looking for her second goal and the second equalizer of the match, but unable to run that one down. Pioneers 3-2 leaders. It's been the hat trick by Chloe Flynn. She started off her junior campaign with 3 goals, and they have been impressive. That last one, though, probably the best of the night, just outside the penalty area. She delivers. Dakota Meadows comes off her line. The Pioneers rebound and get it to go. Mooresville with their second goal in the last couple of minutes increase the lead now. And we'll get another look at it here. See Dakota Meadows come off her line, and then the rebound there by the Pioneers is good. And it's a 4-2 lead now for Mooresville. So Martinsville, some work to do. Trying to get a look at who that was that scored for Mooresville, and I'm not quite sure. Yeah, that's the crest we're looking here, trying to look at a really little window to see who it was. So my apologies. But I believe it may have been number 11, Samantha Mitchell, but I'm not sure. So I don't want to say it was and then not have it be. But I believe that's who it was. That's a good catch there, Kaylee. She saw the red shoes. I can't even tell what color that is. I'm like Mr. Perry. We're colorblind. Meadows knocks it away. Nice job. I mean, I can see colors, but, like, I can't differentiate from, like, browns and reds and apparently greens and reds. So Well, this was a really good match here. 2-2 the score. It's about 6 minutes to go. Pioneers, though, able to get a couple of back-to-back goals. Chloe Flynn gave the Pioneers the go-ahead on a beautiful shot outside the penalty area. Her third goal hat trick on the night, and then on a rebound really caused again by the aggressiveness of Flynn. It looked like it was Samantha Mitchell that got the putback, and the Pioneers leading it 4-2. Hannah Reuter up ahead trying to get the touch to Pueblo. She's got one goal. It was the equalizer early on, but can't make anything happen here, and Mooresville will turn back onto the attack. The Artesians really going to have to press ahead here. Schrock with it. Can't get the touch back on to Pueblo, and 2.5 to go. The Pioneers in no hurry now. Roberson has been pretty good in goal for the Pioneers. Stopped a couple of shots. Hasn't had a whole lot of Artesian shots to try to push away, but done her best. But definitely Chloe Flynn doing a great job for the Pioneers. The junior was the leading returning goal scorer for Frank Davis's club. She had 13 last year, according to Max Preps, and has 3 here tonight, the hat trick, and she's looking for another one here. Had to be cleared away that time by the Artesian Sophia DeMoss, out of bounds. But the Pioneers still on the attack back into the penalty area. Eliza Osler up ahead, trying to get it for the Artesians on the attack. Rory Dilbone trying to come up and get it, but can't. A chance by Martinsville here. DeMoss up on the left side. Played ahead. Martinsville will have it, but we're really counting down here. How about the clock, Ron? We're going to get some subs in here. Charlotte Mason back into the lineup. Ball over there on the left side. Martinsville having to hurry here because the clock ticking down. Schrock into the penalty area. Pioneers trying to clear it. Hannah Reuter trying to get it to Mason, and now Mooresville clears it up ahead. Martinsville, though, really moving up to kind of keep possession here in the offensive half. Rory Dilbone up ahead, but the goalie off her line comes up with it. Roberson, and this one's probably in the books here as we run down to 20 seconds left. Flynn maybe trying one last attack for the Pioneers. She's had the hat trick here today, and
10, 9,
now the Pioneers, another look at it. Dakota Meadows keeps it away, but still going after it. It goes out of bounds,
1.
And that's it. The Pioneers will win this one 4-2 the final. They get the hat trick from Chloe Flynn from just outside the penalty area. The third goal was the go-ahead goal. You see it right here in the left side, and nothing really that Dakota Meadows could do about it. And then just moments later, the Pioneers on the rebound by Samantha Mitchell. And that's the difference. Mooresville wins it here tonight, 4-2. The final in this Mid-State Conference matchup. The 2 goals for Martinsville. Morgan Schrock in the first minute, and then Delaney Pueblo with what was the equalizer at the time in the second half. But Mooresville scoring 2 goals late. They win it 4-2 the final here. Glad we can bring this match to you on WRAP 15 Sports, the MHS Rewind YouTube channel, and the IHSAA Champions Network on IHSAA TV. I'd like to thank the students in the RTV program at Martinsville High School, and a big thank you to them because they're the ones that are bringing these live stream games to you. Blaine Maxwell and Cole Willingham ran cameras here this evening. So for those students, I'm Eric Meyer. So long, everyone, from Martinsville High School, where it's the Mooresville Pioneers, 2 goals late to beat the Artesians in Mid-State Conference play, 4-2 the final.